Sorry this is taking so long. If I did my stream waiting, it wouldn't take so long. Okay. So I'm just gonna do some stuff while people come. Hey, Karen, how's it going? Unfortunately, my DU recorder, whenever I hit record, it always likes to do its advertisement. So that's what takes me the first few minutes whenever I start my stream. Because I'm trying to make sure it doesn't get its ad out. But I could pay like $5 and then I wouldn't have to do that every time. I'm going to be working on Knight Errant today for the most part. I'm just getting him up to 6-star. He's almost got all his masteries, which is nice. Just was able to casually do that for the missions. Oh, that's where my picture's not up. There we go. I just like clearing up my arena first. And I did just actually finish my Great Hall. No, not finish it, but I got my 8th tier in the Force. So the next one costs 900. But I'm wondering if I have to wait until the end of the missions to do my 10th rank, or if I'm going to have to do that all over again. I'm just not sure if the mission is retroactive or not. Because for a mission, you need to get 10 out of 10 in one of the Great Hall things, which is a lot of medals. So you wouldn't want to get that before the mission and then have the mission say, you need to do it again. Take you another couple weeks or a couple months even. But that's okay. You need to do it anyway. I realized that 10 out of 10 in the Great Hall is such a huge advantage. 25% crit damage? It really gets up there in being helpful. It's a big bonus. Just from being in Gold 4, you get 20% increase to attack, defense, and HP. And then for having the end of your, rather than Giant Slayer, you could go for 20% crit damage there too. And then you could also have your Great Hall increasing that crit damage by 25%. When you total all of those bonuses up, that's quite a lot that you're getting just from being a PvP star. Definitely worthwhile to do the PvP. Well, I guess part of that was Minotaur that I was talking about, but still. It's interesting that I see so many people prioritizing Clan Boss right now as the thing that deserves all of their attention. I don't know if I agree with that, to be honest. I'll show my Scarhide build in a second here. It's pretty standard though. I use a very similar build on every single champion, honestly. Um, Speed boots, their base stat chest, whether they're HP, defense, or attack champion, I'll use that as their chest piece base stat rather, and then crit damage for gloves almost always. And then speed sets. Let's see if we can get a kill on her. Oh, I didn't. Weird. I was expecting her death. She's really tanky. That's weird. Whoa. I think I just lost this from being stupid. But I won't lose the second time. I just didn't expect that girl to be so tanky. Yeah, I think I might have lost this. There'd be no point in doing it. Yeah, I'll have to do it again. Whoops, this is why you gotta pay attention. Sometimes making a mistake even against a poor team can cost you the game. I guess this team's not that bad. Who is this void? Is that Venus? Yeah. I was surprised that she didn't die from that. Because she's just a support. I guess she does have reasonable defense, but yeah, not really. They must be stacking the defense or something, or HP. Both is what it looked like. Oh, whoops, I forgot to show the Scarhide. I'll do that right after. Let's see what Seeker would do in auto. I go on such a long killing spree in PvP arena that I sometimes forget to try, or like forget to like actually pay attention. And it costs me games every now and again. Okay, so we weren't successful in killing her like that the first time. So there's a good chance I can't get her this time either. Let's see if the Seeker is good enough to kill. No, I can't kill him either. Wow. Just not getting the big crits for some reason. They just got stacked defense. That's quite alright. Okay, let's see if a kill can happen now. Wow, she really holds on to dear life. It's a little bit slow. Wow, what's going on? Just a lot of defense or something? I'm not sure. Must be. You don't come across teams that make it through my initial burst too often. But at the end of the day, stacking your defense like that, as opposed to speed, it's just not going to get you the wins. It might seem like it's good because your games last a long time or your champions survive long, but speed's going to beat it. Okay, let's look at the Scarhide. So what I've built him with is, like I said, high crit damage. He doesn't have that much defense, honestly. I'd like to have more defense on him than that, but that's just what it ended up being. Because I had to use speed boots on him, which I don't really need to use in the arena. There's no such thing as the best support or the best champion in this game. And any list that ranks champions on like a 1 to 100 type ranking is fooling you. Because it's all about synergies in this game. It's not about which one is the best. It's about which abilities go well together. And you gotta make do with which champions you get. So some of the best supports that there are right now, like there's a list of them that I could give you that are like both that generally speaking, turn boost is good, speed aura is good. You need those attack buffs, the 50% attack buffs if you have an attack team, or 60% defense buff for a defense team is nice to have too. So like Seeker is a really good hybrid for all of those things. He does attack, defense, turn boost, and he also does taunt. So Seeker's probably one of the best supports right now in the game. That's why you see him all over the place. And yeah, no worries. Razin is a really, really great champion because when he has high crit damage and high accuracy, well, high enough accuracy, like 150 or so. No, like I said, there's no best support. There is no such thing as the best support. Warlord might be the best if we are saying that there is a best, but he's not the best in one or two situations. So just get away from that mentality, because when you face off against the bad L, you're gonna have the wrong thing in your mind. You're gonna think that, oh, the bad L is gonna win because the bad L is the best, but it's not about the best champs. You gotta, like, there's the gearing you gotta do, the synergies that you have to do, right affinity matchup. You gotta, yeah, have enough speed to even get your team off in the first place. Um, Bad L's definitely a great support, but I mean it's a legendary support. It's hard to roll that one. That's why it's not really too worthwhile for people to buy accounts. You know, you buy an account for $50 or whatever that gets you Bad L and one other champion, and then you don't really understand how the game plays. You don't really understand the synergies. You don't really understand what's actually gonna get you far. So I don't know. It's pretty misleading. A lot of people are misled by that, I would imagine. But you can easily win with just rares and uncommons, honestly. They just need to be skilled up and have the right synergies. The only thing that makes me win is having the turn boost at the beginning with 282 speed on my Seeker. I pretty much always go first, and if I'm able to go first, then I'm able to get this bog down, which is decreases the enemy turn by 100%, giving me an opportunity to go twice or even 3 times before the enemy team can go once. So if you can get a team that has a synergy like that, then that's the best in the game, right? It's not the best champion in the game, it's the best synergy in the game. There we go. Okay. Bros, I would say, if I had to say somebody, it'd be Bros, because look at this guy. It's really this. Increases the duration of all debuffs on the target by 1 turn, and the clan boss, just that, can do such a high amount of damage when combined with, like, poison and stuff. But yeah, Warlord's definitely up there. I'd like to get a Septimus. This guy's got 2 debuff extenders. I wonder if he uses them both in his clan boss team. Probably. Would be pretty nice. Alright, I think I'm gonna just summon my shards right now. Because I've got a few to do. I might save my gems for the next summon event because I don't have enough to buy an 11 pack as it is right now. And even if I did, I don't think it would be worth my while. The rewards are just not worth it. I can't get 2,000 points with buying even 50 ancient shards or whatever. 50 times 20 is still, yeah, not quite there. Halfway, less than half. Gotta have a lot of gems or something for this event. It seems kind of a little more than usual. Oh, Bushi. Bushi. I don't like Bushi. I mean, he's not that bad, but he's just really not that great. But at least it's a champion. Now I've got to get my Errant up, because Errant is actually amazing. Also, I used Armiger in my Spider 15 turn team, and it worked kind of. I can show that if anybody's interested. He's not really like better than my other champions to use in Spider 15. He's just usable. So I imagine that people who don't have good champions could use Armiger. Because he has a, this is what I'm talking about right here. Because he has this late arrest, which is damage based on defense and enemy max HP. So if you've seen Coldheart around and you've seen, oh, Coldheart does these 300k crits, how is she doing that? Well, it's the same kind of ability right here. Late arrest also does that, except for late arrest is capped at 50k. So when you're doing that against the spider, having more defense isn't going to benefit you. Having crit damage is going to benefit you, because if it's hitting maximum at 50k, then even with all the defense in the world, it's still only going to hit 50k to 100k. You need to have the crit chance and the crit damage in order to increase that amount. So if it's only doing 50k, then you need like 200% crit damage, and then it's going to do like 150 to 200k after that. So, and that's on a 2-turn cooldown. So that's a little bit nicer than Coldheart's cooldown of 4, I think. I'm a little bit fuzzy on that, but it does a little bit less damage. Yeah, 4 seconds on there. So he's definitely comparable to Coldheart, and he's often left on the sidelines. So yeah, build him with 100% or 200% crit damage if you can, and speed, and forsake pretty much everything else because he needs to just get those shots in. Yep. Right. So I just need to make, I believe, 2 more 5 stars after this, or is it 3 more 5 stars after this? And then he can be ranked up to 6 star, which shouldn't take too long. Okay, I've got 140 there, 140 there. Do I need another 40? I might keep Armiger for a little while just in case, so I'm not going to blow him up just yet. I'm just gonna build him real quick too. See if I can put on some better gear. Or if I do already have something on him. I do want to take that off. Streaming this game is kind of dependent upon interaction for it to be interesting for me, honestly. Hey, Claudia. Speaking of that, how are you doing? I just got this chess piece, so hopefully we get the crit rate rolls on it. You're 30% good, 70% bad. That doesn't sound very nice. What's going on? I find this summoning event impossible to do without spending money. But aside from that, maybe I'm gonna just save my gems from now until the next summoning event, and that way I'd have enough gems to afford how many shards I'm gonna need. Oh, you got Horden, nice. Horden's pretty nice. I use him on an alt team. Come on, crit, crit. Yeah, nice. That's a sick chess piece. And 70% because I got low heroes from a lot of shards. How many shards did you spend on that? Is Horden the only one that you got? I mean, I just got Bushi from a Sacred. I'm feeling kind of rough too. Don't worry about that. People who are... Don't compare yourself to other people. It'll just make yourself sad. People are spending way too much money on this game. Trust me, they're more sad than they let on. Because after they look at their bill, they're like, oh shit, I spent like 2 grand on this game and I have nothing to show for it. 15 blue shards, 2 to 3 void, and 1 sacred. Okay, okay. Still though, getting Horden from that is pretty good. Honestly, it's like the average I would say is like 1 in 10. 1 in 10 epic. 1 in 10 ancient shards leads 1 epic, and then like 1 in 10 epics is actually going to be useful. But you can find a room for lots of different champs, you know, especially with faction wars coming out. There's going to be lots of opportunities and stuff. Okay. Let's see, what do I have for banner lords here? I've got an attack ring there for him. Does he have a crit damage amulet? He does. Okay, okay, okay. It's looking nicer. For example, a guy from 35 blue shards got 3 legendaries and 12 epics. Yeah, but how many shards has he summoned before that? You don't know. That could just be after 40, after like 400 shards, all of his epics came in that little handful for all you know. You know what I mean? Like he could have just taken, it could have just been that part. It is, everybody gets the same RNG, so I mean, if he's getting those 3 legendaries now, then he's gonna have some pretty bad luck for a while. I got 3 legendaries when I first started playing. My Astrolith, Razin, and Lysandra all came in within the first 4 months of me playing. And then the last 6 months, I haven't gotten anything. Not even like any good well, I mean, other than Zarg. Zarg was a really good roll. But not even too many other epics. So your RNG is always going to be even. I firmly believe that. Firmly. It always rounds itself out. If the percentages are actually, well, they kind of have to be, because it's a percentage based off of how many heroes there are. There's no fancy math going on here. Nice. Okay. Get this up to 12. See if I can get some more crit damage rolls. It's nice when you get crit damage on your crit damage amulet. Now there are new players that are level 20 with 1 to 2 legendaries, and they. Kali? What's that champion that you're saying there? Kayle? Not sure. Leg Discord. Not too sure what you mean. Is that a new legendary? Is that what you're saying? Kale. Okay. I gotcha. I gotcha. Sorry about that. My ability to read ahead or something, it's not on point this morning. I'm like, Kale, It's like one letter difference makes my brain, for some reason, I couldn't figure that out. That's too funny. I must be derping this morning. But yeah, I've this guy keeps on messaging me on Discord about what account he thinks would be the best one to buy, and it's a really hard decision to make. But I also really just don't even know if I even want to give that kind of advice, because it's like, if you do buy this account with Bad L and Steel Skull or whatever, and you're really just buying this account strictly for the clan boss. I mean, Bad L is good in a lot of other places, but it's not a very good strategy for A, learning the game, B, even getting good at the game. It's just not going to accomplish the goal that he's looking for. So I feel bad. I feel bad. I don't even want to recommend anything, but maybe I will. This guy I got, Knight Errant, yeah, he's very good. Well, look at that, 666 energy. That's scary. Yeah, he's so good. Once once he's all geared up and ready to go, he's gonna be a monster. I'm just gonna get some of his stats up here, and then I'm gonna take him for a test run. See what he can do at level 50 with half decent crit damage. That'll encourage me to get him all the way to 60. Well, I guess I'm close to 900 gems. I keep getting gems from places. I guess events give you lots of gems, and my missions must have gave me a lot of gems, because I completed a lot of missions in the last couple days. So that's yeah, you get a lot of gems right now. It's kind of sweet. Let's look at what I'm at right now with missions. Yeah, I have to wait until the superior potion. That's what I thought. It's kind of annoying that they make you wait for the potion affinity. Makes doing the missions take a really long time. Alright, let us use this Knight Errant in an arena real quick, just because it'll be fun. Let's find a good force guided snipe. Like Magic Flute. Because he's all level 50, he doesn't support any Or he doesn't pose any threat to my Knight Errant. Okay, let us put in Talia for fun. And then we'll put in Knight Errant right here. There he is. Okay. It's gonna be funny. What do I want to use Knight Errant for? I want to use him in everything. No, not everything. I want to use him in Arena. Um, Lots of places. I don't know if these guys are going to survive this. I hope they do. Yes, they did. Okay. Um, yeah, okay, I got an attack. But it's not against the right guy. That's okay. 38k. That's not too much. I was hoping for a lot more than that. Wow. It must be because War Mother. Wrong affinity. Maybe War Mother had some defense up. But let's try campaign attack then. To get maybe a more accurate number. 38k on a red target when he's level 50 and not even nearly fully upgraded. I know it seems nice, but I was still thinking for a little bit more. Let's try it on. Let's try it on. Like. No, I'll just go in the campaign. Keep it simple. Go on number 6. Oh wait, he's spirit. I keep on forgetting. He needs some red targets. He needs a red target. Okay. This Sinisha should work. Alright, I don't know if this is gonna be good enough to test him out, but at least it's gonna give me a general idea of what his A3 is gonna be hitting for. And this isn't nearly the kind of gear I'd probably keep on him, but 76k. That's a little more. Alright, alright, alright. He's getting there. That was without defense down or weaken. Jeez. Alright. He's got quite the talent. 70 or 27k red at level 50. It's hardly his gear, honestly. Knight Errant's just really strong. I've got a lot of crit damage on him, but you saw that. That was a 27k red, of all things. 15k red, even. Yeah, I don't know why people aren't using this guy. He's strong. I want to see what he would do on a weakened and defenseless target. So that's 56k on Sinisha. I wonder what makes it range so much. Like 76k to 56k. I wonder what the difference was for that. Why it made such a difference. Because I think both had the attack buff. Maybe I wasn't full health or something? I don't know. Wow, and Mort just crits 35k too? Wow, and he doesn't even have any 16 ranked gear, does he? In 2 weeks we'll have level 6 items? Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm not farming for gear is because I heard that legendary gear was coming out. But yeah, look, the only thing ranked to 16 is that weapon. So, but yeah, he's got a weird amount of damage for that low of attack power. He's sitting at under 2k attack power, and even my reds are hitting for 30k with a death warrant. Must be because that 75% increase when he has full HP is just monstrous, but still Mordhai or whatever it's called. Mordhau? How? someone tell me how to pronounce that. Does a lot of damage. But let's see on a defense down and weakened target just for fun. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to bring his boots up to level rank 12. This isn't going to be the gear I keep on him. This is just throw on gear. This is just some crappy gear that I didn't care about throwing on anybody other than these boots are good. But everybody else has boots that I prefer, so this guy gets these. 658 energy should be enough to get him to 6-star. Or at least close to. And I haven't noticed that, what you're saying about green DPS heroes, but that's because I haven't had enough green DPS heroes. However, Astrolith is my champion that I have that I ranked to 60. And she's kind of terrible. Whoa, triple crit damage roll. 20% crit damage. That's amazing. Wow. All right. All right. I can deal with that for sure. And let's bring this up too. Your first epic was Jungle Hunter, eh? That's pretty sweet. What's the opinion, Claudia? Jungle Hunter's pretty good because of the turn boost. I wouldn't have junked him personally, but did you do that for um, Saint Nick or something? Did you get to make the Saint Nick? Wow, I'm failing on the 10th rank here. That's kind of funny. How often do you see that? 12 ranks for level 10. Wow, it's just not my day for luck, I guess. That's quite alright. See if we can get this one in before the end. We really are due the rank ups. But will the luck agree? It does. It does agree. Look at that. No, it doesn't. I thought it was because it failed. I mean, stalled for a little while. That's okay. Let's just sell some stuff. Oh, nice. That's a nice shield right there. Speed 5, accuracy 11, crit damage 4%. I'm gonna have to rank that up, see what that leads to. Nice, that one's kind of good too. And I wouldn't ever use this gear set, personally. Nice, that's a good weapon too. Yeah, let me know which, if you have a picture to send me in Discord, I could probably help out a little easier or something. Oh, okay. If it's just 3 champions, then that's easy too. Let's give this bad boy some masteries. Hexia, Bloodfeather, Oathbound. I'll have to look up Hexia, because I don't know Hexia offhand. Can you tell me the faction for Hexia. Bloodfeather is an okay orc um, ranged, but just not as good as the other one, the close-up range guy, orc. Man, my brain's not working well right now for remembering stuff. Hexia Undead. Right. Let me just take a look at her real quick. But Bloodfeather is not that great. I didn't find Bloodfeather did too much damage. She's okay, but she's just isn't as good as Bonekeeper. Bonekeeper had way higher single target. Killing Haze just crits like crazy. Blood Target can Blood Target, that's funny. Bloodfeather can do decently. But I mean, gets a single target decreased defense. Be nicer if it was a all enemies, right? Um, but yeah, she's okay. Definitely wouldn't put her in my team unless I had to. I don't think you need to. I think you've got a lot of better options than her. But she's a fun one for orcs. Okay, let's look at Hexia. Here's another single target defense down, but it's only 30%. Chances to place this debuff increased by 10% per debuff placed on this champion. That's kind of interesting. Places a 30% increase buff on this champion for 2 turns if the target is killed. Has a 30% chance of gaining another turn if the target is killed. Okay. Attacks one enemy, heals this champion by 15% of the damage inflicted. This heal is increased by 10% for each enemy. Yeah, Hexia is not really that great either. Let's and Oath, was he Oath Lord or Oath Breaker or something like that? He was one of the first champions that I fed. The reason being was because I had so many defense champions, but he's got potential. They're very mid-ranged champions. All 3 of them are mid. This one's good. Intimidate attacks at random 4 times each hit has a chance of placing a 30%, or sorry, has a 30% chance of placing a block cooldown skills. So if you have him going first before the enemy team is going, and you have him with high accuracy, then he can provide some utility here, but he's not going to be a big damage dealer. So that's the thing about him. And I mean, he can be useful with that decreased attack debuff. But yeah, again, just mid-range. With counterattack, he can be somewhat decent if you put retaliation on him, because when people hit him, if he has like just stacked defense and retaliation on him, then he can be somewhat decent because at least he freezes people when he attacks back. So I mean, yeah. So okay, my CB team is pretty meh. I run Ethel, Kale, Spirit Host, Brain Beast, and Cupidus. Terrible shard luck. What do you mean? You got Cupidus. That's a pretty good luck right there. Isn't that an epic or a legendary? It sounds like really good luck. Yeah, no, that's a really good team. Spirit Host lead, I'm assuming, with the speed lead is good. I don't know too much about how well Rain Beast is working in Clan Boss, but definitely Kale and Ethel are great. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad to me. From those, Hodor is the best, right? Horde, Horde, Horden. Did I say Hodor? Hodor. It's funny. Yeah, definitely Horden's the best out of those, for sure. Horden is a good solo artist too. He can do some pretty high deeps. Excuse me. No, it's me. It's not you. I'm the one who's making the mistakes. It's because I can't play this game, like move my finger and speak at the same time. It requires too much multitasking, apparently, for my manly brain. If I was born with two X chromosomes, it'd be a little easier, I think. But only in that. It's harder everywhere else. Just kidding. Bad joke. Got full of bad jokes. Rain Beast's healing is not especially good in Clan Boss, and Host has low damage potential compared to a lot of other supports. Yeah, I don't know much about Rain Beast, like I said, but um, maybe you could switch him out for a farmable champ even, like a damage down or defense down champ. But I wouldn't go too crazy. It just takes time. Like after a few weeks, you'll have a lot more shard rolls and you'll have a lot more champs. Like you can't just boom have a full team of 60 legendaries. It sounds like you've got at least one legendary. I'd be proud of that. Like most people have to wait many months or have to spend thousands of dollars before they get their first legendary. I know Zarg spent like 10 grand and he didn't even get a legendary. You know how mad he was? He was mad. He quit. But yeah, you don't need legendaries to win, but at the same time, it helps. What should I put on him? Sorry for too many questions. No, there's never too many questions, honestly. It's more interesting for me if I've got questions. Um, Horden, I would build the same way that I build Eris. Um, and that is just high crit damage on the gloves, attack percentage on the chest, attack percentage boots, um, crit damage amulet, attack amulet, um, and attack banner with speed stats if you can. Getting berserker gear or savage gear, um, cruel gear would work on him, or even just attack and crit. Lots of options for Horden, but mainly what you want to do is just get him crazy high crit damage because he self buffs crit, and his multiplier is insane for that A2. He can do some serious damage. Yeah, like generally speaking, it's about 0.5% chance to get a legendary from a shard. So that means you have to summon 200 champions before you get your first legendary normally. So that's a lot. Should I keep track? Should I keep the crit on 70% with Horden? I would just try to get as much crit damage as you possibly can, and um, I mean, you could get. I mean, I just wouldn't do crit percentage gloves. Other than that, you can't really control your crit rating. That's just what you get with the gear. I mean, you can control it, but he doesn't need to have high crit because he's got that crit self buff that he does. So he benefits a little bit more from having crit damage than crit. But okay, yeah, let's do that guy. I wonder if they will ever add bonus percentages per open, like many other games. Like each gives you a better chance stacking until you get the Lego. Well, I mean, essentially that is how it works. Um, that's how the percentages work in the game. Be what you would call diminished returns. So if you have 190 rolls and they've all been rare or something like that, then yeah, you are way more likely to roll a legendary at that point. But that's just how percentages work in video games. Unfortunately, they don't have any kind of counter for that like other games would. Like other games will give you like, oh, you have 70% of the way towards your high likelihood or something like that. Like World of Warcraft would track your points or something like that if you had like 2,000 points for being unlucky. I have such a bad memory. I shouldn't even talk about anything, honestly. I'm trying to reference things in my head, but it sounds like crazy talk because I can hardly remember anything. Hey, Benley. His ability has 50% attack power, 30% crit, and 30 speed, and grants an extra turn after he uses it. Yeah, that's pretty damn good. That's Horden's bread and butter. That's why stacking him with crit damage is a great idea. Because he already gives himself attack power, speed, and crit. So just get him in some full, like, savage gear, or full berserker gear, or full cruel gear. Be really good for him. I think savage would be a really nice set to have on him. Yeah, to get the pity tracker or something like that in Hearthstone, or that'd be kind of nice. It'd be cool. They might implement something like that, but they haven't given any indication that they're gonna do that yet. Yeah, no problem, Claudia. Anytime. For me, I mean, I got my three legendaries within my first 400 shards or 300 shards or so, and I've summoned a good 200 to 300 since, and I haven't gotten any more legendaries like I said soon. So I'm probably due for a legendary. So let's see if my theory works out. If I'll get a legendary in the next couple weeks, then we can say my theory is somewhat correct. But that's kind of why I wouldn't spend, because you don't know where you are in that range of luck. Like you could spend, like my friend Zarg, you could spend a couple grand and get nothing. Let Plarium make their money. I'm really enjoying the game, and it's growing, which is nice to see as a player and as a game designer. Oh, you design games, do ya? That's fun. What are you working on? That's I get all these ads in my Facebook all the time being like, become a game designer, go to college, get a degree. And I'm like, sounds like fun. I just don't think I have the patience though. My brother is a computer programmer and just he makes a decent amount of money doing that. He's been doing it for about 5 years now, or 6 years. Basically, I don't know. It's hard to describe what he does, but like debugging a database of customers, dealing with all these server issues and stuff. I don't know. Stuff that's hard for me to understand, but when he gets onto a role talking about it, I can kind of picture a little bit about what he does for a living, but mostly tabletop role playing and board games. And board games, eh? That's kind of cool. Haven't worked on a video game in a long time. What any games that I would know or all in the making still. But that's definitely cool, man. That'd be a lot of fun. I really enjoy playing Dominion. If you've ever heard of Dominion before, it's a board slash card game. It's got a bit of a cult following. Here. Oh, wait. Apparently I can't put in an Amazon link, and it won't let me hit enter. Dominion is a classic. Okay, good that you know what it is then. Then I don't have to link it. Um, you did some narrative work on the first Titanfall. You developed systems for a few mobile games, nothing special. Well, that sounds like it's pretty special, man. That's pretty fun. I mean, if you know about Dominion, I think I can trust you. Anybody who knows about Dominion, I can trust. That's cool. I've never played Titanfall before, but definitely heard of it. So are you a writer then too? That's one of my passions is writing. Do a lot of fiction writing and well, all kinds of writing, but what's my clan saying? Oh, I just found out this guy in my team, Parsons, he's got 86 legendaries. 86. No joke. I don't know how much he spends, but it's like many, many thousands of dollars on the game. Many tens of thousands, probably even. Can you believe that? That's crazy. But I mean, he's still playing. He must like it. He must enjoy doing it. I mean, otherwise he wouldn't do it, right? Probably just has a lot of money. Or not anymore. Oh yeah, I'm in the mode of testing Knight Errant. Still haven't fully mastered him up yet to get that full test. That's interesting. Precision Strike only hit for 68k there. And that was maybe a defense down target. Yeah, I'm gonna make him level 60 next. He's the guy that I'm moving up. I want to get him critting 200k. That's that was my estimate for what his death warrant would hit for once it was all done up. I want to see how close I am. If I can get 120k right now, then I think it's doable. But if I'm going to be under 100k, I think I'm going to be short of my goal. But that's okay. Interestingly enough, Armiger hits 120k every other turn or more with a lot of crit damage. Armiger is pretty talented champion, so I might even bring him up to 60 at some point. As funny as it sounds. Yeah, it could be the next event is leveling, but that's all I really ever do is leveling. So, it makes no difference to me. Increase damage inflicted by 5% when attacking with full HP. So I can do that, or I can do inflicted to targets under shield buffs by 25%. Yeah, that's always a tough call. It's definitely a tough call. And that one's on the first hit of the enemy. Yeah, because if I wanted him to go in the arena, having him to be able to hit that big hit is so important. That 25% extra damage against the target with the shield goes a long way. I'm just going to make him a ruthless ambusher. That's what I'm going to make him. This is the healer. Yeah, we don't need that. Okay. No, man. Minotaur grind is Minotaur grind is super fast right now. It's just the efficiency that people are getting backwards. You gotta do your leveling to 61st on all your champions, or at least on enough to do Minotaur 15. You shouldn't ever be doing under Minotaur 15, honestly. It's huge waste of energy. Um, is it this one that I want? Bring it down, yeah. Takes me, like, I got Knight Errant, this, like, all of this that I got took me, I like an hour to do all of this. And I wasn't even trying to do Minotaur. It was just for a mission. I had to do Minotaur like 10 times and I got all of this. It was like, whoa, it's so fast and easy right now. It's crazy. Oh, right, I don't have any reds. Right. But no, that's what I'm saying. That's why if it's taking too long, it's because you're prioritizing wrong. If you're going in Minotaur before 15, you're doing it wrong. You're wasting thousands of energy. That's just how she goes. Okay, so I think I've got the ability to put the like a fool. Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, many people, I think a lot of people do it because of impatience mainly. It's like you want to get the mastery up now, but really it's slower efficiency wise. But yeah, getting those guys up to 60 and then Minos like done like that takes you a day and you're like, "Whoa, why was I tripping over Minotaur before? Minotaur's nothing, yo." That's what you'll be like, just like me. Because one thing you'll never see any veteran player complain about is the Minotaur grind. In fact, we're all saying, that's so much easier now. Woohoo! It's like 3 times faster. It's great. Okay, let's see about getting a big daddy crit on Minotaur, speaking of the devil. Yeah, actually, maybe I'll do a Spidey. Let's do a spider hit. Let's get him in the Spidey team, shall we? I was doing it with Armiger. Armiger. What a boss. Level 40 taking out the level 50 spider. I mean, the level 15 spider. We always knew we could. Okay, now let's kill the spider, shall we? Let's see how big of a crit we can get on him with my little baby 50. With my little baby. Defense down. Get a big crit here. Hopefully get a weaken. Oh man, no weaken. Rip. 72k though. Vrask is okay. Um, all he does is heal, unfortunately, but I use him for a couple different things. He's definitely really good in clan boss if you have really nice gear for him. But let's see if we can get a weaken now. Come on, give me a defense buff. Come on. Defense buff. Yeah. Now it's going to be a big crit. 59k on the boss. Waste resources on a rare. Apothecary is one of the best supports in the game. Don't pay any attention to the colors of things, honestly. Pay attention to the skills, because it's very misleading. 33k A1. That's okay. Apothecary's got a 3-turn cooldown on its 20% turn boost. And you need one more what? Oh, another healer. I didn't use any healers pretty much on any of my teams. This is rare. I don't really use Rask or any healers pretty much ever. It's better to have speed, and that's why Apothecary is such a great support. Now let's see if we can get a kill on a spider. I mean, we got the spider kill, but it wasn't enough to kill the rest of the spiders. Apothecary on clan boss, yeah, definitely amazing. Lifesteal, I only have lifesteal on marksman. Marksman's the only one I have lifesteal on. And even in the clan boss, I hardly ever use a healer, because I favor speed over heals. I favor more damage and speed. But sometimes I put a healer in depending upon the affinity. Sometimes it can work. And Apothecary is a pretty good oh crap healer, because he's got like it can heal like 30k or whatever when it crits. I don't know, if for some reason it doesn't work with Knight Errant. It works with Armiger, but it doesn't work with Knight Errant. That's kind of funny. I guess Knight Errant's just not critting enough to be comparable to Knight, or to be comparable to Armiger. Wow, I can't speak at all right now. I should probably just quit my stream. Just tripping over my words like a nightmare. It's hard to do shit with the freaking damaged brain, man. Who knew? Yeah, I level champs for faction wars. Um, Not really full time at all. It's just something that if I see a good champ that's not good enough to make it into my main team, then this is terrible. Terrible attempt. Apparently putting in Knight Errant ruins everything. That's okay though. I just wanted to see what his hit would be with that defensed up spider. Seems to be roughly the same as everywhere else. I gotta do some arena to get my confidence back up. Oh wait, I've got my Gimp team set up right now. And to think I'm one of the top free-to-play players and I'm this scatterbrained, it's insane. I've just never actually seen anybody. I don't see too many free-to-play players even close, actually. It seems like people can't wait that long before they spend money. And I really shouldn't even say I'm fully free to play, considering I bought the starter pack in December, but it's just a starter pack. I mean, I didn't. It's not like that got me Razin and Lysandra, and it's not like that got me my defense down or Seeker. That girl, Luthia, is very, very garbage epic. Yet I see her so often in the arena. It's kind of bizarre. I put on my Eris gear on her, and I even like skilled her up a couple times just because I was a noob and she's the first epic I ever had on this account. And she did less damage than my Eris, which was a common theme for me. And Eris is a rare. A farmable rare. A very good farmable rare, though. One of the best, if not the best. Because of the speed buff, removed magic debuff, counterattack, and speed buff and dungeons. And yet she's like rated 2.4. I'm like, why don't people look at the skills before they rate? They just look at the rarity or think about it for like 2 seconds. They're like, I couldn't make Eris work. She must suck. 2.4. Well, she's actually a 5 rated champion, or like 4.5. Speed buff is not to be taken lightly. Also, magic removal is not to be taken lightly. Same with counterattack, it's a pretty big deal. And her base damage is off the hook. And speed aura is off the hook. It's off the hook. Down goes the Bad L and Rosh card, but I thought they were the best supports in the game. But they're not. When they don't have enough speed. I know what the problem is. I haven't done a dab yet today. That's the issue. That'll make me happy. Whoa, Zarg 2 OP. Zargala was the last one to get to 60, and she's turning out pretty nice. I hope Knight Errant turns out half as good as her once he's fully done up. Because I know her max crit was like 22k at level 50 before I brought her up, or 25k without weaken and defense down anyway. With similar level of gear. Well, I guess Death Warrant does that 75% increased damage at full health. That's really what it comes down to. That 75% increase is big. Sometimes if a martyr is built with enough defense, it can solo my entire team. It's one of the only champions that can solo my team, but it's because it's Spirit and my two main damage dealers are Force. If I put in a Tyrell, then I can take out the big boy martyr, but I did encounter one martyr. There's one team that has a martyr with like 6k defense, and my hits were hitting for like 200 or like 500. It's like, wow, that's a serious amount of defense. I didn't know defense could be stacked that high to make me hit that small, but apparently it can. So I'm on a mission to find out how that guy did it. And whenever you would hit him too hard, he would get a big, like, 30% shield, which I think is a defense mastery. So maybe he had the 200 defense mastery that you can get. I don't know. I don't know. Mons. This guy, if he had 300 speed on his Roche and like 250 speed on Kymar or something like that, or it doesn't matter how much speed on Kymar, but just get that always invulnerable team. That's why it's nice to have a hope. I'm gonna get my hope up eventually to 60 to take out these Roche teams once they have more speed than me, but typically I don't find enough teams with enough speed for that to even matter yet. Okay, I guess I gotta battle through all these guys before I can get a new list, so that's what I'll do. There's Cupidus again. Cupidus is all over the place now. He's just not. I think he's great, but I don't know why people say he's not that good. I was looking at his skill set and it looks amazing. Oh, what the hell? You see that? For some reason on auto, my rosin won't do his. Yeah, that's bull crap. Rosin needs to do his bog down on auto 100% of the time. And for some strange reason, he'll sometimes hit that A2 instead of the A3 and like forsake his entire team. That's why Ryzen teams aren't really that scary on defense, because occasionally they're just derp. And I've sent a ticket to them about that, but let's see if I've got any reply. Oh wait, they don't do replies anymore. They're like, oh well, we'll tell you if we have any more information. Okay. Hello, thank you for sharing your thoughts on the game. We appreciate your desire to make the game better. We will check your letter. Like, great. Okay. Oh well. So if they read those letters, like, we know that they should, but it seems like they don't, because they don't even reply to them anymore. But if they do, then Razum will get fixed. And hopefully Faceless will get fixed too, because Faceless is broken as well. His A3 is not ignoring defense like it's supposed to, and it's hitting for half the damage of his A2 when his A3 is supposed to be a tank killer. But that's why we gotta send in tickets to help them improve the game a little faster and nicer. I want to see another big boy crit on this. He won't have any attack up, or but I guess he'll have defense down at least. So 19k without any attack up. So wow, attack accounts for a big portion of that damage. Once I have his attack up to like 3.5 to 4k, which is what ranking all of his gear up will, well, not quite that high, but maybe 3.5k is what he'll be at. Oh, that's funny. I wonder why he never uses his A3 in auto. I guess he just doesn't want to use that. Let's see if he'll use it this time. Because that'd be kind of a bit of an annoying bug if he never uses his A3. Huh. Weird. He's not going for it. But at least his Mord High, whatever it's called, Mord High Ho. How do you pronounce that? AU. Pronounce. It's German and roughly translate to murder stroke. Okay. Interesting. Mordechai. So I guess he's not willing to use his A3. Let's just let's make absolutely sure that the auto is not using it. Hey, flying iguana. That's a fancy name. And thanks. I took a good 2 month nap, but I'm back. Wow. And it always crits. Interesting. No, it's not. It's the same skill level. I don't have any skill ups on him yet. But boy, is he ever going to be a monster. Man, he's just like a quarter of the way built, and he's hitting like anybody else. Come on, do your A3, do your A3. Why? Your A3's off cooldown. Why? Why would you go for your A1 when your A3 is off cooldown? That's weird. No, like it's a bug for sure, man. It's definitely a bug. There would be no reason for him to not hit his A3 because his A2 resets the cooldown on his A3, so it makes a whole lot more sense for him to do his A3 first. Nah, cause yeah, no, I don't think so. It's possible, but I don't think so. Let's use this before they all leave me. I'll send a ticket about that. Um, there's a slight possibility that in the dungeons and the clan boss or whatever, he does a different thing when he can't get that kill on the A2. I understand why um, he would want to do the A2 if he can get the kill, because then it's always going to reset the cooldown. Why does he need to do anything more than his A2 if he's going to get the kill? But yeah, his A3 should always be used on a boss, which was kind of confusing me that he used this A1 against the boss when his A3 would have done major smacking damage. The smackdown damage. Okay, I'm gonna auto a dungeon here and go to the washroom. And you guys will be able to see if he uses his A3 at all on this Minotaur if you care. And I'll be right back. It's not even on auto. Amazing. That's so funny. Uh, oh, even when he doesn't get the kill, he uses it, eh? Lame. Well, I guess I'll send that ticket off for them. But boy, he hits hard with everything. Even with only 2k attack power. He's very impressive. He's so magical. Not as magical as Resin, though. He's a hard guy to beat in that area. Rosin also looks really boss. I really like the look of Rosin. He's sweet. I feel like his shoulders are back in a good position, so he's able to maintain a relatively strong stance for fighting. You know, he's got good shoulder position, good leg position. You know, could really get a good hip thrust swing in there through his power core. You know what I mean? It's interesting how none of these guys are orthodox. I mean, southpaw. Everybody's got their left hand forward. Lizard boy. Yeah. And he's got like some cool dreadlock type things going on too for hair. Some like lizard scale dreadlocks. But yeah. The old Minotaur. A lot of people reference this dungeon as their dungeon where they get their biggest crit, but doesn't really count obviously because of that buff that he's got. Whatever your biggest crit is on Minotaur, you can basically just half that, and that's what your biggest crit is everywhere else. I think that my biggest crit I've ever got was 280k. And I'm pretty sure I could do a lot more than that now, especially on Minotaur. But my main goal is more speed than high crit damage. Otherwise. But once the stage 20 comes out with Fire Dungeon, here's my strategy for Fire Dungeon, by the way, if anybody cares. It's pretty much the same thing as um, everything else for me. Just high speed. Just pretty much the same thing. Don't even use multi-hitters or counterattack like most people. I even use Zargala, single hitter. 2 single hitters, Lysandra and Zargala. I used to use Cold Heart in here, but Cold Heart just wasn't doing it quick enough for me. And wasn't doing it well enough on auto, is really what it came down to. Cold Heart's not good on auto, and I can't stand playing this game on manual anymore. If I can't do it in auto, it's like I shouldn't even be doing it. I started playing in August last year. Right when I came down with mono. I needed a good game to play while I was laying in my bed, being unable to do anything else. And I have two other accounts too that are level 53. Two accounts that are level 53 and this account that's level 60, but I don't play those other alts anymore because they didn't get any legendaries and they I have a lot of the same champions on this account now anyway, so if anybody wants two accounts that are pretty good, I could maybe give it to you. But I've realized something from other people gifting me their accounts is that playing another person's account is just not fun. You just don't feel good about it. You're like, well, this isn't mine. I didn't build this. This isn't me. I'm not actually this good. This is just some other guy, or I'm not this bad, whatever the case is. Especially when gear is all messed up. Like someone gifted me their account like last November or whatever it was, and he had 3 legendaries, and I still didn't want to ever play it. I played it like for an hour once, and I was like, nope, because every single gear piece was wrong. I felt like it was all wrong. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to replace this. I'm gonna have to replace that. I'm gonna have to like look through all of his artifacts and like do a spreadsheet, figure out all of the best stats on everything. Like it just was looking like a job to get it into working condition. So I said, screw that. I'm not playing this account. So yeah, I also have a legendary account that I could potentially give somebody keys to, but I'd feel weird giving someone keys to an account that someone else gave me the keys to. It's like regifting someone's email address and password. That'd just be weird. They'd probably dislike that. But I mean, maybe I'll sell it and just change to. Nah, that's crazy. You can't sell stuff. If you sell it, you get in trouble or whatever. But I mean, it's possible. And like $200 you can spend on getting like 3 legendaries or something like that is what an account like that is worth, I think, depending upon the legendaries. But don't do that. It's just not fun. You won't ever feel like you made it. You know? You'll feel like you cheated. And that's a big thing. At least it is for me. If I feel like I've cheated in the game, then it's like I gotta do it over again. I gotta retry it, because I'll just never feel right. That's why I don't pay to win either. That's why I only got the starter pack for my birthday. Because if I got more than that, then I'd start to feel sad. Account stacking? I mean, it's a thing that you get with anything that's involving RNG. I mean, it's just to get extra chances at good champions. And I was able to just automate them, so it didn't really require too much extra effort for me. I would use an app called Automate, which I have a video on how to use, by the way. Crit damage, crit rate, resist. Nope. Nope. Not this time. And I mean, the fact that you can't make more than 3 accounts is kind of annoying. When I had a bunch of accounts that were banned when I first started, actually, because I was making a whole lot of them to try to get a legendary right off the bat. And yeah, ran into some problems. Maybe I need to get some 2 stars before I can go in there now. Yeah, no, I'm not recommending anybody make multiple accounts. I just did that at the very beginning because I had so much time on my hands. Now I can hardly keep up with one. I don't think that it's even viable to do more than one account simultaneously right now, unless you're really sacrificing a lot of time on one account. It's just too much. It's just too much. But I think a lot of people like to get those shards from recruiting a friend, and rather than recruiting a friend, they just make another alt account. But it's a whole lot of effort for nothing, really. This is the part that I find very tedious in this game, is every single time I have to scroll down on this left side to get down to the bottom of my champ menu. I think I've probably spent like 500 hours just scrolling down there because of how laggy this thing is. God forbid people actually get their friends to play also. I got a few people into the game about 2 weeks before the referral system was live. Oh shit. That sucks. Yeah, that'd be annoying. I don't know if I would encourage anybody to play the game out of my friends. Um, it's not a really great game. I don't personally like it. I'm just playing it because of the status of how easy it is for me and streaming, and just because I enjoy talking about synergies and stuff like that. I really like helping people with their teams and answering questions, and the people aspect of the game I really enjoy. And I think the game has potential too in the future if the developers stop smoking their weed or whatever it is that they've got going on. Then maybe they can make a better game. Really, all it takes is for them to read the tickets and answer the tickets and follow player experience and what the players are asking for. If they do that, then they'll be fine. I've seen some of that, but not really a lot. A lot more now than there was in the past, which is good. One thing I would change right now if I could. That is a good question. Um, yeah, I don't know, honestly. That's one thing. If, for me to give an accurate answer, I'd have to think for a couple minutes. I mean, live PvP would be really sweet, but that's not really changing something, that's adding something. Being able to, like, um, the point system for Arena, I would change right now to a system that works. Because this system is not working. In fact, most systems don't use like a cap with points. If you have a cap of points, then you're going to have massive volume in Gold 4 just from people cherry picking the games that they're fighting. So you have all of these people in Gold 4 who are not supposed to be there, making it way less competitive for people who actually want to do Arena and actually want to compete and have fun. I can't even do that because of the way that the point system is set up. It's making it so that we get teams like this which are literally killable in one shot, and they just shouldn't be here. They just shouldn't be in this ranking. But it's because of the point system. So if yeah, stuff like gold 3 is harder than gold 4. Well, I don't know how accurate that is, but that's been a thing in the past where we've seen silver harder than gold before and stuff like that. And it shouldn't be the case. But really what it comes down to is just the fact that you have a cap on the point system. If you had it so that it was a diminishing return or something like that, or a bigger point loss when you lose, or if you have more similar type of rating system to like Halo or something like that, or not, to Hearthstone, where you have like these legends and they're ranked up um, at 31.99. You have all these ranks at 31.99 so that you can see um, and to just like pair everybody up with all of the right ranks. I mean, there's a lot of things that they could do to make it better. The reason why games don't use the system is exactly for the reason that we see. I mean, having that cap in the points is just bad. ELO matchmaking? I'm not familiar. Let me Google ELO matchmaking algorithm. So, method of calculating the relative skill players of zero-sum games. Chess. Yeah, honestly, why don't they do something like that? I don't know why they chose such a flawed system and why they've kept it for so long despite these major issues. But maybe they just really badly want to be a little bit different. I don't know. This guy might win. This guy might win. All right. There's a team that can beat me. Woohoo. Can't pronounce his name though. If I could switch up to resilience. Let's try resilience and Tyrell and Lysandra. Let's try that. Okay. Don't think I can win this one. I didn't even get a crit on my Seeker. But yeah, I mean, if I can get a taunt on Martyr, then that'll help for sure. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna win this one. Sometimes there's just nothing. Wow, why is this Ray so weak? This Ray's got no damage on. It makes me feel bad to lose to him. Yeah, oh well. He's got a really nice team. his gear's not that amazing, but it's just a really nice synergy that he's got. They're all the best legendaries in the game. Well, two of the best, three of the best, yeah, well, four of the best legendaries in the game. Ray's the best damage dealer, Martyr's the best freaking defense champ. Um, with counter. Yeah, Warlord, yeah. What a great team. That's sweet. Anyway, sorry, I just kind of had to derp at that for a little while. It is time for me to build a CB team. I just finished my first 5 masteries. What do you think about building around Talia, Steel Skull, and Marksman? Well, good. If you have your Steel Skull and Marksman not capping out your debuffs, then you should be okay. But yeah, that's a really great team. Steel Skull's one of the best healers, if not the best, especially when paired with the debuff extender. But since you have Marksman in there, having a debuff extender would probably get you to your debuff cap pretty quick. But yeah, Steel Skull's sweet. Do you have enough skill ups for the decay to get up to um like a 35% debuff chance? Because if you can, that goes a really long way on Steel Skull. And getting crazy high speed, you want like 220 speed on Steel Skull as your priority. Because it heals off of your allies' max HP. So you don't even need to really get any high HP on your Steel Skull. You can just force down the speed. You can use an HP or defense chest, doesn't really matter. I have some crap gear on her, not worth looking at all. That was just from when I got Steel Skull like a year ago. I haven't been able to use him yet. Or her, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so yeah. Support with Thenisol and Painkeeper. Painkeeper, I've heard, is pretty viable. Thenisol is a little bit redundant in that team. I wouldn't put Thenisol in there. It's because you already have support from Talia and Steel Skull. Um, so you really don't need any extra supports in there. I don't think. I don't think you do. But if you really feel like you need to put in, yeah, I mean, he's the HP burn guy, right? He's not bad. Um, let's just look at him. I kind of forget exactly. I've heard he does like 3 mil or so, 2 to 3 mil. It's not amazing, but at least he's got the defense down on his A1. But you've got Talia for defense down. Talia does defense and weaken, right? Let's look at Talia. Is Talia in the High Elves, is she? No, she is Sacred Order. There she is. So yeah, Talia's freaking sweet. She's got 25% attack, 30% crit. That's cool. Forgot about that. And counterattack and weaken. So there's no defense down, but there's at least the weaken and counterattack, which is great because she's got a 3-hit A1. So you've got Giant Slayer on her for sure, right? That's good. That'll go a long way for her. Paired with Steel Skull and Marksman is good. Jotun is not bad. However, there's probably better. And yeah. I'm sitting at an hour and 50 minutes. You would do Kale, but you have too much poison. Yeah, I mean, if you're sitting at the top of your debuff limit, then either HP or poison wouldn't really make a big difference because you don't have. I mean, it all depends. I think Kale would maybe do more damage than Jotun, even as crazy as that sounds. I'm almost considering getting that. Too bad it's 4-star, or at least it's got the crit rate secondary stat. I never really get 4-stars. They're just at least if they're bottom row, I don't really get anything under 5-star. And if it doesn't have a speed stat, then I typically don't grab it either. It's just very necessary to get those things. Oh look, I managed to actually get an HP boost from the Summoners event. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, no problem. Any questions are appreciated by me, even. Gives me something to talk about. Otherwise, I'm just, kind of aimlessly thinking about what I'm going to do next. Alright, so I just need to get like 30 uncommons up to 20, which shouldn't take too long. Like 15 maybe. Not sure. Wait, I've got to do 20. Yeah, no, 30. You're blessed with the PvP tunes. A lot of them cross over to Clan Boss, honestly. But what kind of PvP tunes did you get? Ray and... Whoa, nice. Yeah, you're right in the sense that they can't transfer very well. But yeah, Ray and Sinisha. Sinisha with like lifesteal, attack, crit damage gloves, and attack percentage boots, attack ring, crit damage amulet, and attack banner. If you have all of that on a Sinisha, and it's all ranked to 16, then you can melt anything and heal back up immediately. Kind of cool. I've seen my Sinisha on my alt account pull 40k waves on every single target. It's like, whoa! And if you've got a good team where you can put counterattack on her, or if like Skull Crusher paired with her or something like that, it's even crazier because her base HP and defense is so high that she takes a lot of hits to go down a lot of the time. And so every time if she's counterattacking on those, done. Done deal. I know, I wish I had Skull Crusher. He's the one guy I've wanted for a year now. I've wanted counterattack like on any champion for a year. I just have not gotten it. So fingers crossed for me too. When there's only 3 champions that have it, your chances of getting it are like, well, like 1%. Considering there's 300 champions, and if you just, yeah. And there's about 300 champions. 300 champions and only 3 of them have counterattack for allies, then it's pretty low likelihood, especially when 2 of them are legendary and there's only a 0.5% chance of getting those legendaries. Well, 0.5 chance of getting any legendary. And then you divide that by how many legendaries there are, and then you get the percentage that you're going to actually get a Martyr or a Valkyrie. Doesn't make it sound too likely, but yeah, a lot of people have them. Still can't believe how high Knight Errant is critting. I just want to fool around with him, but I know I gotta wait until he's 60 before I can get any real testing in. And I also am wondering if those missions are for getting your champion to 6-star, if they're going to be retroactive. Pretty sure there's ascending missions for 6-star ascensions and spirit force and whatever that have to be done in like succession in a particular order even. And if it's not done that way, then it doesn't work. I don't know. This is like secondhand now. But the end of the missions are somewhat crazy, is what I've been hearing. Which makes sense though, because Arbiter is going to be literally the best champion to get. Everybody's going to be focusing on getting Arbiter. Because Revive with a turn boost that heals, attack buff with turn boost, weaken on an A1, and attack all enemies. That does something else, like decrease speed or something, I forget. Lots of stuff. And a 30% speed aura in Arena, which is going to be pretty nice. Another 5 speed that I'll get out of my team lead. Because Lysandra gives 25, and she would give 30. Exactly. So still less than Lord Shazar, by the way. Lord Shazar is going to still be the top Arena speed, which is that guy right in the middle there. The guy that I'm about to murder with Tayrel in a second here. The guy that just did his block debuffs. That's the guy. His wave of terror that he does, that bomb thing that applies bomb debuffs to your team and wipes you, is crazy overpowered too. Each of those bombs hit for like 20k plus, I've seen. And he gets 2 of those on you, so that's like 40k right there, plus like the initial wave hits you for like 30k, 40k, depending upon how much attack and crit he's got. I'd really like to get a Shazar. They're cool. I'm getting kind of hungry. I might stop my stream and eat and do some other stuff. So if anybody has some questions that they wanted to get out before my stream ends, now's the time to get them out. Alright, well, I think that's all I'm going to do for now. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'm going to be streaming tomorrow morning, probably around the same time, so if you want to come back, that'll be the time to do it. Have a great day, everybody.